efficient methodology. The second thing you have to look at is the program relevant to today's services and the needs, are they being adequately met? You know, Ronald Reagan used to say the closest thing to immortality is a government program. We ought to look at the program and look if the needs and truly are being met, and can we do it in a better, more cost-efficient manner? As an example, as the sheriff, we have obviously a great number of inmates. We have to feed them. It meets the first test. It's a requirement. The second test is, how can you do it in a cost-efficient manner? Deliver the services, whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, or any other critical programs. So what I did is I competitively put that out into the private sector and asked for bids. We were able to save $1.6 million every year just on that one program to the taxpayers and still do a great job feeding the inmates. As you approach Medicaid and Medicare, you have to have the same ability to look at the system critically and make changes.
Senator?
Thank you. Well, once again, my opponent didn't answer the question. No, I would not support raising the Medicare tax. But let me go back just one more time and say my opponent currently sits on the board of an insurance company. Last year alone received over $60,000 in addition to his sheriff's salary. This company currently outsources jobs, and on their website indicates that they consult with other companies to help them do that. Now on Medicare. Medicare and Social Security are great American success stories. This is a very big difference between my opponent and I, and frankly, the administration and myself. My opponent supports the administration's views of changing Medicare and Social Security. I don't. The Medicare prescription drug benefit that was passed, while I, more than anybody, want to see Medicare prescription drug coverage for our seniors to a lower price, that bill was written for the profits of the prescription drug companies. I said no to that, and I am leading the effort now, and next year we're going to pass a real Medicare prescription drug benefit for seniors and people with disabilities.
Our next question is for Senator Stabenow from Rachel Ruiz. Rachel?
Senator, NAFTA has been in place since former President Bill Clinton was in office, and many argue that that's resulted in a loss of jobs for American workers, with many jobs moving to Mexico. Should those current trade agreements remain in place, or should we enter into new ones?
We need to enter into new trade agreements that put American businesses and American workers first. You know, we want to export our products. We don't want to export our jobs, and that's what's happening right now. I'm supporting and leading an effort with Republican colleagues to create a U.S. Trade Prosecutor's Office that will fight for businesses in America and workers when other countries cheat, when China steals our ideas and has currency manipulation that means their products are artificially lower, or offer counterfeit auto parts, all of which are illegal. We need to get tough on that. The reason that I sponsored a successful tax cut for businesses that create jobs here rather than overseas is to make sure that we are rewarding companies here. So yes, we need to change those tax laws. And I'll never forget looking at the folks in Greenville who were asked to work for $1.57 an hour and no health benefits in order for Electrolux to compete. We can do better than that in America. We need to create a race to the top.
Sheriff?
Thank you. Well, once again, Senator Stabenow has taken a vacation from truth and reality. Again, that company that I sit on the board is not an insurance company. It doesn't sell insurance policies. It's an investment. It's a variable annuity. They don't offshore any jobs, never have, never will. And that's the same company she's taken thousands of dollars from. Come on, let's get back to reality, please. Secondly, NAFTA. That was negotiated by her president, President Clinton. She's voted for most favored nation with China time and time again, and yet comes back home to Michigan and says China's the problem, and so is President Bush. The problem is we don't have a United States senator that's getting results. She keeps saying, I'm a leader, I'm leading, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Go to congress.org. It rates the effectiveness and impact of every United States senator. Guess what? They rated 99. One had not been there long enough. Our senator was ranked 95th out of 99. If you wonder why we're on the bottom of a lot of lists, it's because of lack of result-driven leadership.
Our next question for Sheriff Bouchard from Dave Alexander. Dave?
Sheriff, do you believe that there is a general global warming occurring due to human activity? And how should that view drive our environmental policies?
Absolutely. I think we need to change a number of our policies. We've got certainly conflicting reports, but it's concerning to all of us about the future of our environment, about the temperature as it relates to climate change. But we could be in a position to lead on that. We could be in a position to move us away from fossil fuels. We could be in a position, ethanol, biodiesel, fuel cells, all of those things are right here in Michigan. A comprehensive energy package had been put forth time and time and time again. She filibustered that. And then when it was finally going to pass, she voted yes. More do one thing, say another. We need somebody that will actually lead on that. She keeps saying, I authored this, I authored that. Check. Go to the website of Congress. The only bill she wrote, not somebody else's bill, not a bus that was driving by and she jumped on. The only bill she wrote in the Senate to pass into law was to rename a federal building. We need results that will help our environment and will make a difference. When I was in the state Senate, I wrote legislation to close, to ban solid waste incinerators by homes, hospitals, and schools. Results. People came to me with that problem. I got it done.
Senator?
Thank you. Global warming is real, and I am focused on addressing it. First, I want to say, though, that it's ridiculous what my opponent just said. In fact, the conservative Washington Times has acknowledged there are 19 provisions in law with my name on it, as well as many other provisions that are bipartisan because most require a Democrat and a Republican sponsor. And that's true on global warming. This is way too important for partisanship. As a member of the Agriculture Committee, I helped author an energy title to put more research and development into alternative fuels. And in supporting the energy bill of 2 years ago, we've now created a real boon in Michigan. We don't have to wait to be leaders. We're going to have 5 ethanol plants up by the end of this year, 2 more next year, 2 biodiesel plants. We have what it takes: strong agriculture, the research, the auto industry making flex fuel vehicles, and we have the ability to be able to say to the world, buy your fuel from Middle America instead of the Middle East.
Our next question is for Senator Stabenow from Peter Ross. Peter?
Senator, you've made much of what you've called your important deal to prevent Canadian trash from coming into the United States, and yet this so-called deal only covers residential trash, not commercial or industrial, better than 50%. Why not get the full loaf? And for that matter, what's wrong with bringing trash in, say, from New York or Pennsylvania? For some of these townships, trash is a revenue generator. It needs to go somewhere. Why not here in Michigan?
Well, we don't want to be the trash dump for other countries or other states. And I can't imagine how anybody could be against over 1 million tons of trash from Canada